Okay, so today I'm filling my my palettes down here at my Airbnb. I don't advertise on Airbnb, but I advertise on Verbo. And when I'm down here doing maintenance and cleaning up, I set up my studio and I just use a table that I have in the sunroom, and I just put down some of this poster board that I took to Staples and had it laminated, and a cutting mat underneath, and my table's protected. I've got some desk lighting that I have daylight light bulbs in, so I hope it's looking okay for you. I went through and filled up some palette other colors, and I call this my primary palette. These are porcelain palettes from Amazon, and they are wonderful. I keep this one as my primary, and I have yellow. I did have orange in there, quinacridone red, burnt umber, and French ultramarine blue. So I use these two to make a dark, the burnt umber and French ultramarine blue. I think I'm gonna put quinacridone gold in here. So I made a whole other, about 30 minutes of footage filling these up, but I did it in the wrong orientation, so it's in portrait orientation. So I'll maybe use them for shorts. So this is quinacridone gold. It's American Journey brand. It's good paint. And they come in big tubes, 37 ml. So compared to a little tube, 15 ml of Daniel Smith, you know, this is a lot of paint. So I went to a workshop at Cheap Joe's, and there was an instructor there, and he said, if you're going to learn to paint, you got to use a lot of paint. So I'm gonna put quinacridone gold right here in the primary palette. It is a really beautiful color to use for glowing sunsets in the landscape paintings. And I've been taking this palette knife, and because, you know, you don't want your paint to dry like that, you want to spread it out, because otherwise it's kind of hard on your brush, especially the end. And when you do go in with your brush, you want to, this will shrink down. You do want to go in with the side of your brush. You don't want to go in with the tip of your brush, because you'll ruin the point. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use, and this will turn into an orangey color, but it also, it's a beautiful warm yellow, beautiful warm yellow. So that's what I got. I got French ultramarine, burnt umber, quinacridone red, quin gold, and Hansa yellow medium. Oh shoot, I just put my finger in that quinacridone red. Oh, wow. What is a day? Any day with paint on your fingers is a good day. So, okay, so now I've put raw sienna. This is what I call my Primatech palette. And in this one, I put raw sienna, Daniel Smith, bronzite genuine, or burnt bronzite genuine. And that is like a nice burnt umber color, between burnt umber and burnt sienna. And in this palette, I have a little bit of fossilized, is what an instructor called it. He said, if you got these fossilized nuggets, you're never going to get a good value of paint. But Daniel Smith paint really re-wets well. So I'm going to put 2 different greens in here, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. Right now I've got Serpentine Genuine, which is a more limey green. I haven't liked that as well. My go-to is Green Apatite Genuine. So I'm just gonna fill that up. I need a crimper, a tube crimper, to get every last bit. This is the last bit of my Green Apatite Genuine. So I'm gonna put in an order from Amazon. I'll link that below too, because see, that's pretty much empty, but there's a lot more paint in there. So I wanna get it all out. And then I'm gonna take that and make that flat. This will shrink down when it dries. So, okay. And now, oh yeah, I forgot to get Naphthalene Maroon. Let's go ahead and do this Kyanite Genuine. I use this for a blue in this palette. It is like a sparkly denim is what it reminds me of. I just love it. We'll swatch these colors here in a minute. I love it. Okay. Let's pull that, squeeze the sides of that, pull that little bit that's hanging out right back in. That pulls a little bit of air in there, but I'll get that tube crimper here in the next couple days. Now I'm wetting my palette knife because it seems to slide over the paint a little bit. What? I'm picking up other colors that I've... Okay. And once that dries, that will shrink down. Okay, let me get that Naphthalene Maroon. It should be in my red. I keep my paints in a Ziploc bag, and I keep them separated out by the colors. So I get all my red ones in one, and this just kind of keeps the air out of them, and it's just easy to transport, because when I go to workshops, I just grab these bags and put them in a bigger tote, so it just makes it easier. This is Naphthalene Maroon. I keep it for my red in here. It's got a lot of beautiful, beautiful granulation. That's one reason I love Daniel Smith, is for their granulating properties. Okay. Put the lid back on that. Get my palette knife and make that flat. All right. Now I always keep a little bit of lunar black on here too. And let me just show you, this paint Daniel Smith paint, it just re-wets, you know, fossilized nugget or whatever, you know, it just re-wets almost instantly. I didn't have to spray that or anything. And then you got some beautiful, beautiful pigment there. So they will work from a dry state. You know, here's this one I don't like. Now this one is a little hard to re-wet, but it's, I don't know, for some reason I just don't like it. It has that gelatinous, syrupy quality to it. And I'm gonna get that out of there. Here is I'm always just getting a little bit of here and there and seeing if I like it. I'm gonna get rid of that though. I don't like it. This is, I don't know what that is. I think it's a red or red jasper or red fuchsite, something like that. Here I have a little bit of opera rose or opera. Here is a little bit of, let's see, what is this? I'm not sure. It's pretty though. I need to do a painting of using all my paints on my palette. Let's see what this is. That's kind of a fossilized piece. That looks like a, I don't know what it is. It's a green, of course, but it could be like a, oh, it's not a sap green. It could be like rare green earth or something, because I think here is sap green. And then here's a little dot of something. Oh, I think this is like a gray. And I've got these little dots everywhere. Here is, that's that lunar black as well, I think. It just almost re-wets on contact. And let's see, here is like a duochrome, oceanic. Kind of hard to re-wet. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it is really pretty. It'd be pretty in water. And here is, this could be Cascade Green. I bet this is Cascade Green. Yeah, I'm almost sure of it. Let's see if that separates. We'll see. And then here's a little dot of something. I think it's the same. Okay. So yeah, I'll definitely want to get some more lunar black. I'm gonna try to get these out. Let's go ahead and swatch these others. I got some other paints out here that I thought were interesting, that I'll swatch them too. So here we go with raw sienna. It's my favorite natural yellow. It just moves like crazy. Get my dirty paper towel out here. And burnt bronzite genuine. Nice. Okay, green apatite genuine. This is my favorite green to work with. It's just so rich. You can get it to the point where it looks almost black. It's really pretty. And then naphtha maroon. That is so pretty, so pretty. And if you mix that and this green apatite genuine, it makes a beautiful, beautiful brown. Oh, look how deep that green gets. But yeah, see, it makes a beautiful brown. I love that. And it seems like these Primatech colors are just more pigmented or something. So I really think you're getting your money's worth when you invest in Primatech colors. If you like it, if you like it. If you don't like it, then they're not worth it. You know, and I don't have the whole line of Primatech. Here's Kyanite Genuine. Isn't that like a blue jean color? Denim. That's just so pretty. And if you mix that with the naphtha maroon, you can get a really pretty deep burgundy, and you could even get an indigo color. Now it's going purple. And if you keep adding a little bit of blue, it'll just keep getting deeper and deeper. And get to like a navy. It's really beautiful. It's just really rich. And you can get it more than that, you know. I'm introducing too much water into my color here. So I'm just going to take this thirsty brush and get it out. These paints are still soft. Okay. All right, so there's the Primatech palette. And here is my primary palette. Let's turn the page here. Isn't that pretty? And it's granulating too, so it's separating out. It's just really, really pretty. I just really like it. Okay, let's push that one back and do this one. Okay, we got, oh shoot, got a lot of blue on that. Those are still pretty soft. Hansa Yellow, medium. quinacridone gold. Pretty. Let me just take that out. Yeah. It's nice warm yellow. And here is quinacridone red. It's a little bit on the pink side. With this quinacridone red, you actually can get pink if you add water. Oh, I must have. You can get a nice pink. And that's how I always make pink. Okay, now it's burnt umber. I'll go on the side here. I have a tendency of leaving dents in my paint. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this ultramarine blue. It dries really fast. Under here. And then I'll mix that with ultramarine blue and we can get a nice neutral. And I like this cooler neutral over burnt sienna. I don't know. I just like Daniel Smith's burnt umber. Okay, so those two are done. And I really, let's see. I do have some little pieces over here too. I have phthalo blue, little bitty piece of phthalo blue. Isn't that pretty color? You don't need much of it unless you're really going to work from it. And this is lavender. I think it's lavender. I mixed it up with a little bit of yellow that's right there. Let me clean that up and get that off of there. Okay. Now, you can get a better, it re-wets easily. A lot of people have lavender on their palettes for skies. Okay. And this one over here is wisteria. It's pretty. Pretty for flowers. You know, that looks exactly the same as the lavender. It is. It's the same. I did have wisteria on there. Now, the problem with putting little dots of paint like this on there is if you're mixing in these spaces here, which is what it's intended for, you best clean it out before you start getting some of these dots, because it's inevitable that you'll mix with. That one's coming off. Let's see what this is. I can't remember the color of that, but it's pretty. I'm not sure. It's pretty though. All right. So there were some other colors that I like to have around, and especially recently. And that is white gouache, cobalt blue, cobalt turquoise, and there's my phthalo blue, and that's the reason I have it out, and indigo. Indigo's good for backgrounds. And I have these peachy colors. Let me go over these blues first. Oh. Okay, that one's really coming out. So I'm gonna put it on the palette. Cobalt blue is a really good blue to use in skies. And it's a very neutral blue. So if you mix it with raw sienna, let me get some of that raw sienna. It won't turn green. It'll turn more gray because it's just really neutral. That's really pretty. And that's the only blue I know of that will act that way. But it will turn more gray than it will. Now, I think it would still turn green with Hansa yellow, but with raw sienna, it won't. Yes, it makes a beautiful green with Hansa yellow medium. But with raw sienna, it makes this really pretty bluish gray. Okay, another one I like is cobalt turquoise or cobalt teal. It's getting to the point where it's kind of hard in the tube. I like cobalt teal better than cobalt turquoise, but I'm going to use this up. Pretty for skies and water. And another one I like is indigo. It's a nice dark. And it makes a really pretty green mixed with Hansa. So there it is, dark. Let's bring a little bit over here. Oh, there it is, dark. I'll bring that Hansa over to this one. I'm picking up too much yellow. But it makes a really pretty natural green. If you want to watch my video all about greens, I've took all my blues and mixed them with Hansa yellow medium, and you can see all the different greens you can get with Hansa. Now, if you wanted a more pastel, I always keep a tube of gouache handy. To make, see how that changed that? I always keep a tube of gouache handy, or Dr. P.H. Martin's, that's good too. Dump some of that out. Now if I add it to that indigo, see that just changed, it makes it gouache, makes it opaque, and just changes everything about it. So if you don't have any gouache, like different tubes of different color. You can buy one tube of gouache and make all your watercolors turn into gouache. It's an excellent way to start gouache painting. Okay, so here are, and also phthalo blue. You know, I showed you phthalo blue on the other page, but I always keep phthalo blue close because, you know, it's just a useful mixing color. And phthalo green. I have phthalo green. I don't think I put it down. This is American Journey too. I had an instructor over there that just used phthalo green, phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, and any yellow. I think those were the colors. It was amazing. It was an amazing workshop. You don't realize how much you don't know until you take a class from somebody else. There's that beautiful phthalo green. It was just wonderful, wonderful learning experience. And her name was Lynn Ferris. If you ever have an opportunity to take from her, oh gosh, she was so good. She was so good. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the page and go with these last three colors, because on my video about peach, I knew I had some colors down here in theme with that video. So, and I found another neon color, and I think I did salmon. I did salmon. And let's see. This is rose. But it is pretty clearly pink. But here is, but you know, we'll swatch it just to keep in the theme. So I'm going to show you these peachy colors for anybody that's into it, because I am into it. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. That is such a pretty, that was salmon pink. And I know I didn't have that. I had salmon, which is this one. You know, maybe I had salmon pink. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at that peach video. So I'll link that in the cards above. Okay, so that was salmon pink. This is salmon. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And this is flesh. This is more yellow, but still in that same I think that's more of a sienna color, but it has that opaqueness to it. So, all right, and then here is rose. And this is along the same line, only more pink. I really like that salmon pink the best. That one right there. That is so pretty. So pretty. I like this one. That's too orange, that's too yellow, and that's too pink. That's right in the middle. Okay, so I did have some other, here's a Holbein watercolor, and it's called Shell Pink. And I know that there's a few artists that use it, and that Maria Raznick, she has a YouTube channel, and she has a video on how to mix shell pink. This is a watercolor. She's an excellent artist, I'm telling you. I'll link below, in the description below, a link to her channel. I don't have any place to squeeze this out because it's coming out a little bit and I can't get it back in. So I'm just going to put it right there. And then at some point in time, I will use that. You know, that's about the same color as that salmon pink. Yeah. Oh, I love those two colors. Now here's a couple of colors from American Journey. This one's called Peachy Keen. You know what? This is rose and this is salmon rose. Or no, it's salmon pink. I'm gonna leave that one out. I like that color. And that Holbein watercolor is almost exactly the same. So this, just to compare, here's this Peachy Keen by American Journey. Let's just see what the pigments are. Auralide yellow, benmidazolone orange, and PW6 and naphthol red. So it's definitely a mix. It's very peachy, very pretty, very in the theme of it all. I'll link that peach video at the end. I don't know if I said that already. So far, this is my favorite, and this is my favorite. Holbein and Neocolor. And here is another color from American Journey. It's called Apricot. And it is naphthol red, burnt sienna, and titanium white. So it's going to have more. That's pretty, but it just looks like a flesh tone. It's got that feeling. I got some binder issues at the beginning here. It doesn't have that pinky tone. This is called Apricot. So maybe if I mixed a little bit of red in there, it might get it to that point. Pretty much. Just a teeny tiny bit of red. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what compelled me to buy this at the time. I was just buying colors that I thought I didn't have and would be an addition to my collection of watercolors. So that's what I did. So I don't really care for this color unless you add a little bit of pink to it. And then it's more like that. I like, See, I went shelling in Florida, and I was really turned on by the insides of shells, and they was just a really pink color like this, salmon pink and shell pink. So these are wonderful together. But I'm not liking so much of it with the orange in it and the yellow. So these two are my favorite. So, okay, guys, I think I'm going to stop here and going to sign off of here. And I'm glad you joined me. I hope you had a good time. And I'm going to link my peach video and what else? Something else I said. I'll have to watch it back. But when I watch it back, I'll know what to link at the end. And then I'll put everything I talked about in the description below. So we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.